Okay, you ready? Hi.
Hi.
Howdy.
See, if you want to gather enthusiasm for kneecaps, you do cheers at the beginning.
Ooh.
You go into the classroom and you say to the children, "What's today, everybody?" Because they have to say kneecap, and we're going to do really well on kneecap. And then they wake up a little bit and they laugh at me and say, "I'm ridiculous."
Do you do a cartwheel or anything? No?
Huh?
Do you cartwheels and stuff?
I'm not really, was never a cheerleader. It's my fake cheerleading thing. I was a cheerleader very briefly, but I feel like it's a rally point.
Back it up a little.
We're trying to make it interesting. We want to say to the kids, come on, now let's rally around me. Right. So, okay. Carrie did a great job together with this PowerPoint.
We did it together.
You're the detail girl, and you did a really good job.
So welcome to the
What is this
kneecap
like?
presentation.
This seems like we're in a sitcom right now.
Good, that's a good thing. It's better than it being boring, okay? So we have,
Want to engage you.
You're practicing for report
we
night.
have, yes, we're trying to engage you in this.
So we consider this report night since it's school committee
No,
members
because
will
we
come
have to officially put it out to parents. So we're thinking of possibly doing like a sit, move our sit a little later and do it at a sit meeting and make it school report night. At least then we would have all our interested sit members there. Because we do get lonely.
And we will be using
Like
the
Kathy
same
Kaiser,
presentation.
she was alone one year, I believe.
Yes, my first year. You were there. Yes.
It was just the two of us.
Yeah,
I got here
Yeah.
as it ended.
right.
So in the future, perhaps you would think about, if we advertise it, of making this presentation to the school committee, school report night, and inviting parents to
We
come.
did, I just
I
didn't.
wanted, yeah,
Carrie
I thought
did
that
want
was
to do
would
that,
be
I just
the
wasn't
idea.
ready to do that, so
So-
we'll try, I think we'll do it through SIT. And that because,
Interested So that's another, right,
Absolutely. And we'll put it on the web.
and
Put your,
that's a great idea,
presentation on
put it on the
the
school
website.
so it is a
website.
good idea.
So the first couple slides would just run through, what the kneecap is testing and what it's all about. So as you're all familiar, all the test items are, measured specific to the grade level expectations, and I think here this group understands what that means. And the test results reflect the student's progress in meeting those GLEs, which is the acronym for grade level expectations. We may use that throughout the presentation. This year was only tested in reading and mathematics and in writing, but we didn't know writing.
Writing was a
But the
pilot, so
scores-
grades 5 and 8 actually took the test, but it was a pilot year for this writing test, so they did not report the scores back, individual scores back to the district, because they were using it as a pilot. That was hard for us, because we really are gauging, and it's really hard because we were trying to watch cohorts, how they did in 5th grade versus 8th grade. So this current 8th grade, we didn't have that comparison to do. So that was really a disappointment that it was a pilot for us, because we've been trying to really look at that steadily. So
Would you remind me, when does science become an annual?
Oh.
it is annual,
It's annual.
it's
Yeah,
every
it's in the
May.
Spring.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They do it at a different
Yes.
time.
So we get
Okay,
those
it's a
results
different
back
time
like
of
September,
year.
October.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Right.
So the results were sent home with each student the second week of February. And each report shows their achievement level, the scale score, and the standard error measurement kind of breaks down the test into those areas. And there's 4 achievement levels, which I think you're all familiar with. A 4 is proficient with distinction, a 3 is proficient, and 2 is partially proficient, and the 1 is substantially below proficient. And a lot of our graphs coming up, that's what we're looking at. The 4s, the 3s, the 2s, and the 1s with the same cohort over time, and the class with different cohorts, and you'll see, and that will be clear in the graphs that are coming up.
And a parent, school
Sally.
communication, I feel like parents are more aware of what the kneecaps are in
Thank you.
general now, and I think there's more talk about it. Parents are coming to me after looking at the results, so I think there's more of an awareness. It's just the fact that it, I think there's just more of an awareness of the importance of those, and so parents are looking at it for additional information on their students, which I think is very different from 5 years ago, right? When parents got results on these tests, I don't think they looked at them as closely as as they do now, and so I think that's a positive thing. It's one more piece of information for them that they come with more questions.
And teachers are really anxious and wanting to get these results and kind of looking at the items and the item analysis and seeing which questions are the kids not answering correctly. And I probably give credit to Dr. Buchan for the past 2 years. She has really had us look at that at PD during, a PD day, and so they want the scores. And NECAP is now reporting, they give more information now this year, so we were able to give each teacher access to this site measured progress, and they can manipulate the data, and I'm hopeful that will also work with them and show them how many, just different ways you can sort and look at each question, the students, so that's a new feature this year.
Data, so it would have been nice had teachers been able to go right on and look at a 7th grade student and see how they did 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. That is not there, but now it will move out from now, and you'll have additional years.
Because I'm going to lose this
Sure,
thought. And I
go
think
right
it's really important,
ahead.
because I was with a teacher today showing her how to, look, you can look at a kid and you can see how they did on this. And the name I clicked on just happened to be somebody that she said, wouldn't he love to know, his improvement from last year to this year? So I'm thinking you may be able to use those individual things at teacher conferences.
Correct.
Teacher conferences, with parent conferences, when the parent and the kid are
And the
there to
students,
sit
I
and
think
look
it's
at
nice
things.
for the student themselves
Because
to
for them,
see how they've done
absolutely.
over multiple years. To realize that, that's
And it gives the student a little more motivation.
more incentive, more buy-in into the NECAP, that's right, and what it means. And I think the teachers are doing a good job, though, talking about those release items a lot, and talking to kids about their scores and how they could do better. So I think there is a lot more.
And not only talking about the release items, but also having them do them. SC, an increase in the frequency of integrating that into the school day, 2nd, 3rd, 4th in a row, so that's nice that they're becoming familiar with it. So, so the NECAP results are intended to evaluate how well the kids are achieving the grade level expectations. And so what we've done, the first two, this graph is showing the NECAP fall reading scores just this year, 2009, and this is the testing year. So for this graph, it's, including kids who maybe weren't here last year. As we move forward, we're just looking at kids who have been here for multiple years. So,
Carrie, is there enough cord on that to back it up because it's very hard to read the numbers on that size slide?
Doesn't everybody have a copy of this?
Yes.
Oh, you have it? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Here.
All right.
We're fine.
are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you?
Do you have others?
Carrie, do you have more copies of they're in the packets, weren't they?
Yes.
They were in your packet tonight.
And the wood will be
I
colored.
can put it in
No,
the back.
Okay, you have it?
One thing
I
about
do.
both math and reading,
Thank you.
it's the 5th grade and especially strong
Excuse me,
group
Jane?
this year. Because they had much higher numbers at 4. So
Well, you'll
math
see
and
when we
reading.
follow that cohort, they actually make some great improvements. When we get
Yeah.
into the teaching year, you'll see
Right,
that,
okay.
yes, the cohort,
Yeah.
is,
Well.
maybe a smart one, but if you look over time, they've made increases.
Right.
They've never, in my
Yeah,
experience,
you
and I
can tell
happen to
that
have
from
a
the-
kiddo in there,
Yes.
they've never shined this brightly.
Right.
I know.
You can see that, because
This is what they
show
show, they start over
photographs
with our
is grade
changes in
3 to
curriculum.
grade 4 to grade 5. So this is the same kids over time, and you can see
Correct.
that those
So you'll
fours
get
have
there, the
increased.
fours.
Yes. Yeah, that's
Right,
correct.
so,
Right.
that's exciting, that's what I
Yes,
did
it is.
highlight. There's other, ways to improve as well, but, so this is the NECAP fall reading scores for 2009.